Flying Nun's been championing the cause of Kiwi music for 10 years now. Last weekend, many of the musicians got together for a celebration bash, a trip down memory lane of Kiwi rock.
I don't see it in terms of the label, I see it in terms of like 10 years of good music that the label's been associated with, really. And I think that's a really important aspect of what we've done.
Beautiful, beautiful, Roger.
And I'll give you mine, be truthful in revealing, 'cause it's you that I love and it's true that I love. It's love not given lightly.
It's remarkably similar, really. It's increased in technical ability and so forth, but the heart is still there. That's what I was always interested in, the heart of the music and this, for want of a better word, soul of the music, and that's all still there. The rest I couldn't give a toss about.
Me personally, not a lot, really. Maybe I would like to think that my songwriting has improved, but not a lot, really. I'm just still writing pop music, really. Yeah.
Well, it's not that radically removed, really, but it's probably got its own kind of style, That's why people are interested in if you've got sort of a distinctive kind of quality or something.
Flying Nun's a great recording label and a great label to be on, and I'm pleased to be on it for 10 years.
You know what I'm talking about.
I was just down at Kirax having a few coffees with Ray and playing some pinball, and our model girlfriends thought that they'd like to come down and check out the Flying Nun bands.
I had to go and ask Mum to see if I could get a stamp to come up here and into this bar and the Great Flying Nun 10th anniversary, but I'm enjoying myself. Yeah, here's my gum over here, thank you. Oh, NRA, yeah.
Yes. What?
Oh, just so energetic, Probably doing Bruce.
Or me, one or the other.
Oh, there's heaps, there's so many. I think, on this new record, and Pink Flying Saucers over the Southern Alps, every band's great. JPS is my favourite.
Well, if I'm going to say anything on television, I want to say that my daughter's birthday was 6 days ago, and happy birthday, Ruby. I love you.
A monastic life built on postcards, pride, and lots of friends to share it.
We're going to play in a sort of bar and grill covers band, most likely, Get Fat.
Maybe I'll have learned another chord by then.
Huge, just bigger than Kylie, Prince, Madonna, Head and Stick will be right up there.
Yes, hopefully, stadium.
Probably Cabaret, I'd say. Barry Manilow, Tom Jones. Dan Hill sometimes when we touch, yeah.
The thing that really motivates me is I think the music is really good. And, if I didn't think that, then I'd be doing something else.
They never had dry ice at Flying Nun gigs in my day. In fact, we're talking about anything but a lightweight nun, which has had a profound influence on New Zealand's local music industry. But like Sister Betrill, New Zealand's own Flying Nun is a rare breed.
It's a local recording label which is still in business and going strong after 10 years. Kim Webby pays homage to the Mother Superior of Kiwi music.
Anything could happen and it could be right now, and the choice is yours to make it worthwhile.
The clean song summed it up for Flying Nun in the early days. The label recorded on the seat of its pants and anything could have happened. What did happen, of course, is that Flying Nun survived.
At that stage it was just, right, okay, there's another one. We'll record them, get them out, and that was it. There was no great game plan or anything. It was just a total disorganised chaos. Any minute Flying Nun could have died completely through lack of funds or any other factor. But it just kept on going.
Tally Ho was the first Flying Nun record, now it's a cult classic, and the label's kept a faithful following. They met in Auckland recently to celebrate 10 years of the company, which began in Christchurch recording Dunedin bands.
Well, essentially there was a lot of really exciting music happening in the South Island in the early 80s, late 70s, and there weren't any outlets for that music.
These days, Flying Nun bands are more likely to record on a 24-track in a commercial studio than on a 4-track in someone's bedroom. But the Flying Nun closeness remains.
Part of the family, I suppose, a lot of friends involved. It means a way to get the otherwise uncommercial music that I'm involved with out to a few people, not an awful lot, but a few.
She won't move and I'm holding her head. She won't move and I'm holding her head.
The Chills are Flying Nun's biggest success. They're the only Flying Nun band to have a #1 album in New Zealand, and they've notched up the highest overseas sales of any Flying Nun band. Their success has boosted New Zealand music at home too.
New Zealand doesn't normally accept quality, indigenous quality, until it's accepted overseas in some regard. And so I think it's given this part of New Zealand music anyway, that acceptance. It's a pretty weird way to have to do it, but Flying Nun has done it, I think.
The Headless Chicken's latest single, Cruise Control, is evidence of the new acceptance at home. This song is in the top 20.
But musicians in New Zealand write really strong songs, and if you write a strong song or a good song, I think you're like 80% there really, and people are developing the songwriting skills all the time.
Join the sleigh, standing on the seashore, and the tide comes rolling through your eyes. Got no place to go.
It's an old gripe, but for years the bands have been straitjacketed by the reluctance of many New Zealand radio stations to play the local sounds, considering them too weird or not up to scratch in production standards. But Flying Nun says splendid songs like this put paid to that. Bands like the Bats have been with Flying Nun all their recording lives, but there are also new bands joining the Nun label, and the company expects to continue making a big noise with Kiwi music here and abroad well into the next century.